Pretty face, funny hat, that's what my Blondie is.
Lovable feet, both flat, that's what my Dagwood is.
Blondie's not always right, I let her think she is.
All of my thoughts are bright, long as he thinks they're his.
Life with us is
Fun and crazy,
baby dumpling,
us and Daisy,
what a family. Incredible, bumsteadable.
hurry, you'll miss your butt.
Watch out, you'll burn your stew. Nothing's too much for us, as long as with me there's you.
Dagwood and Blondie,
Blondie and Dagwood,
always with me there's you.
Well, Blondie, the house is still standing.
Yes, Dagwood, isn't it wonderful to be home again?
Yeah, but we had a swell vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good morning and welcome home. Will you look at the tan you've got?
Pretty good, eh, Mr. Little? Wait till Mr. Dithers and the fellas down at the office see me. Boy, I feel great.
Bring the rest of the things in, dear. Come on, children.
Yeah.
That'll be $1.50, mister.
Oh, sure.
You certainly are the picture of health, Mr. Bumstead.
Uh-huh.
But you know the old adage, a storm can always follow the sunshine.
Look, Mr. Little, I can't afford to increase my life insurance policy right now. I need every penny I earn.
But, Mr. Bumstead...
Some other time, Mr. Little.
Well, you want your change, huh?
Naturally. Huh? Oh. Ah. Aha, there's my racket and my net and my rod. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, here's my creel. Ah. Trout. I caught a dozen of them this morning before we left the mountains. I'm going to give them to my boss.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, boy. You know, he gave me this 2 weeks vacation just like that. You know, I still can't figure out why he did it.
Maybe he's the generous type.
Huh?
Likes to give people things. You know, a philanderer.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. Oh, I got something for you. Here. Oh, your wife's going to enjoy that.
Yeah. I can't wait to throw it to her.
Huh? Excuse me.
Welcome home, Mrs. Bumstead.
Well, hello, Alvin. Oh, my, it's good to see you again. Oh, what have you got there?
Jelly donuts, compliments of the Fuddle family.
Well, how very nice of your mother to send them over. Mr. Bumstead will like some with his coffee.
I don't want to be late on the first day of school. Is Alexander ready?
I imagine so. He's upstairs.
I'll go up and we'll shoot the breeze.
Oh, Alvin, will you please let Mr. Bumstead in?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping me, Alvin.
No trouble at all, Mr. Bumstead.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Alvin, how do I look, huh?
Tall, dark, and barbecued.
Ha, ha, ha. Dagwood, I'm making you some coffee.
Oh, I don't think I'll have any, Blondie. Blondie, I haven't much time. I gotta get right down to the office, dear.
It would be nice if you weren't late for a change.
Yeah, I'd like to show Mr. Dithers how I appreciated his giving me this vacation. Getting on time with the fish.
Yes, dear. They'll keep nice and fresh in the basket packed in that ice.
Yeah, but I hate to take this Crete on the bus. Oh, I can put the fish in my briefcase. I think it's in the hall closet. Hey, Mac.
Oh, hello. Oh, I've got great news for you. I finally convinced my insurance company that owing to the peculiarity of this route, you should have a special kind of accident policy.
Look, Mr. Little, Bumstead can't keep on forever knocking me down every morning when I deliver the mail.
Dreamer. Just because he's been away for 2 weeks and you haven't been in a horizontal position, you think that he won't hit you again. But he will.
But if I take out the policy, then I'm admitting defeat. And I won't do that. Besides, I don't have to worry about Bumstead. He's still on his vacation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's still on his vacation. So you can relax.
Huh?
He won't get you today.
That's right. He won't get me today.
Here we are. Now to catch the 819 bus.
Now, Dagwood, be sure to tell Mr. Dithers to tell the elevator operator to tell the janitor to be sure to put the fish right on ice because...
Uh-oh.
What are you staring at?
Those jelly donuts. I just saw them. Gosh, Blondie, you're wonderful to whip them up so fast.
I didn't make them, Dagwood. Mrs. Buttle did.
Oh, then I'll have one with some coffee.
Here, take my cup.
I'm late.
I'll open the door.
Well, how about it?
Hey, Charlie, wait for me. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, it's Bumstead. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Hey, thanks, Charlie.
The things I do to pick up an extra dime for the inner city transit line.
Yeah.
Up to the railway!
Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot I'd been away for 2 weeks. Look. Huh? Yeah. Oh, no. Here, Charlie. There. There. Thanks, Charlie. Excuse me. Pardon. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my.
Well, what's going on here?
Well, it didn't stain too badly.
What didn't stain?
Huh? The, oh,
Did you do this?
well,
Do you always have your breakfast on the bus?
oh, no, I usually have it at home, but today I want to get to work on time.
Oh, you actually work for someone.
Oh, yes, he's a very nice man, too.
He must be an idiot to employ an idiot like you.
Well, oh, excuse me, I was getting oh, my.
Is there any other part of this coat you'd like to dip in the raspberry jelly?
Well, I don't think so, but there might be.
Chestnut Street.
Huh?
Chestnut
Oh,
Street.
Chestnut Street, that's me. Are you following me? Oh, no, I work in there.
Oh, don't tell me you work on this floor.
Well, I think so. Isn't this the 8th floor?
Certainly.
Oh, thanks. Ta-da!
File it.
Hey, I'm back. Aren't you gonna say hello? Huh?
Yes, Mr. Greenleaf, he just came in. I'll tell him.
Hi, Mary. Hey, Mary.
Mr. Greenleaf just called and said he'd be over in a few minutes. Oh, hello, Dagwood.
Well, I'm glad somebody around here spoke to me. Say, why is everybody so quiet? Is Mr. Dithers on the warpath again?
Mr. Dithers? Why, Dagwood, he isn't here.
Oh, he isn't? Well, when he comes in, will you call me? Yeah. Oh, Mary, how do you like my tan, huh?
Well, it's very nice, Dagwood. But about Mr. Dithers, he isn't here. Well, he's gone for good.
Good. Huh?
Do you mean to say you don't know he sold the business?
Oh, you're joking. You can't tell me. He's not right behind that door. George M. Radcliffe, private?
He's the new boss.
The new boss? Oh, quit your kidding.
It's true, Dagwood. We've got a new head man cracking the whip.
Oh, no, I can't believe it. Why didn't Mr. Dithers tell me he was selling out?
Well, he's afraid you'd mess up the deal.
That's why he sent you on a vacation.
If you think Dithers is strict, wait till you get a load of Ratty.
Ratty?
Short for Radcliffe.
Huh? Oh. Well, at least he didn't fire any of us. Ollie. Where's Ollie?
He's in with the big boy now, polishing the apple.
Oh, yeah?
We'll give you a tip, Dagwood. Watch out for Ollie. He's after your job and your office.
Oh, he is, huh? Well, he's not going to get it. I worked too hard for that office, and I'm keeping it. New boss or not. Mr. Dithers said that I was the best man in the firm.
Oh, Pete, Mr. Radcliffe would like to see you, and you might tell him Mr. Bumstead is back.
What does he want with my life?
Hello, Ollie.
Hello, Dagwood.
Well, I think I'll go into my office. I hope things are just as they were when I left. Well, things are just the same as they were 2 weeks ago. Oh, what a 2 weeks I had, Ollie. Say, you haven't told me what you thought about my new tan.
Mashes of furniture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my furniture, my pictures, my nameplate. Everything is in its right place. You know, Ollie, it was kind of a shock to me to find Mr. Dithers gone, but after all, life is full of changes, and we must adjust ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
And, yes. You know, Ollie, I haven't met Mr. Radcliffe yet, but I'm sure that Mr. Dithers has told him all about me. And if he's the new boss, I will give him the same hard work and loyalty that I gave Mr. Dithers. I'll be in every day on time and stay overtime. I'll sit at my desk, and I'll sit at my... that reminds me, I think I'll sit down. Yes, Mary?
Mr. Radcliffe will see you now.
Oh, you will? Thank you. Well, Ollie, I'm leaving now. Don't you think you'd better go out to your own desk out there?
No, I'll go in with you.
Yeah, but...
Mr. Radcliffe is expecting a very important visitor. I've been helping him line up a big deal.
Oh. Yeah, but wait till I get in on this deal. Mr. Radcliffe will see some action.
Good luck, Dagwood.
Give him that old Bumstead person.
Yeah, 10 on the job, Dag.
Yes, sir. I'll have it clean immediately, Mr. Radcliffe. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What I don't do for a salary, Now I gotta take his coat down to be cleaned.
Why? What happened?
Ah, some goon on a bus got jelly all over it.
Yeah? Strawberry. Oh, now isn't that a shame? A nice coat like that. Why, if some goon put jelly on my coat, I... Oh, no. Oh.
Dagwood, what's the matter?
Huh?
Well, what happened to your tan?
Oh.
Well, come on, Mr. Radcliffe hasn't all day for you.
Yeah, but...
I don't envy you, Dag, meeting Radcliffe now. Is he in a stew about this coat?
Yeah.
Wow. Dagwood,
Huh?
do you want me to carry you in?
No, but you'll probably have to carry me out.
Mr. Radcliffe, here's Dagwood Bumstead.
Well, move so I can see him.
Yes?
So you're Dagwood Bumstead. Come here. Mr. Dithers told me about you. He said you were the driving type.
Oh, he did? Well...
Yes, he said you could drive anyone crazy in an hour. Now I know what he meant.
Oh. Now, about your coat, Mr. Radcliffe.
The name is Radcliffe. Radcliffe with a D.
Yeah, I mean, well, I am sorry about your coat.
All right, Bumstead. I'll try to forget what happened on the bus. We'll make a fresh start. But I warn you, if you do one more thing to annoy me... Yes, Mary?
Mr. Greenleaf is here.
Oh, send him in. Good morning, Mr. Greenleaf.
Hello, Radcliffe.
Sit down, won't you?
Yeah, oh, how do you...
I think you've met Mr. Burton.
Yes, I have.
Hi, Doc.
Oh, yes. You haven't met Mr. Bumstead. He just got back from his vacation. Mr. Greenleaf represents the Acme Drug Company, which is considering building its main headquarters on the outskirts of town.
We have the finest outskirts in the country. Huh?
Now remember, Radcliffe, we're not building unless we do find the site we want. And it's up to you to find it.
We'll find it, Mr. Greenleaf. I've got a map of the city, and I'll show you where some available properties are located. Bumstead, get that map out of my briefcase on the window ledge, will you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Once you pick out the site you want, we'll get going on the construction. I've built buildings for you before, and I've never let you down.
Yes, I know. But my main interest is in getting the right location.
Yeah, let me have that map, Bumstead.
But
Radcliffe, I haven't much time.
I know, Mr. Greenleaf. Let me have the map.
Mr. Radcliffe, I...
Give me that briefcase.
Look, please, Mr. Radcliffe, Mr. Radcliffe, oh, no.
Radcliffe, I'm in no mood for jokes or fish.
This has been a mistake. This isn't my briefcase.
I don't care whose it is. I'm leaving.
Oh, no. No. When can I see you again?
I don't know. I'm very busy. I'll call you. Maybe.
Oh. He'll call me. Maybe. He'll call me. Maybe. If I lose that deal, I'll find the moron who took that case and I'll... Bumstead!
Oh, did you want me, Mr. Radcliffe, huh?
I'll know in just a minute. I might have known. Mr. Dithers was wrong about you.
Oh, he was?
You don't drive people crazy in an hour. You do it in 15 minutes.
Oh, thank you.
Bumstead, I don't usually make quick decisions, but in this case, I'm going to make an exception. Get your things out of your office right now.
Oh, sure, I will, Mr. Radcliffe. What'd you say?
I said get your things out of your office.
Why?
I'm taking it away from you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
But my name's on the door.
Then take it off.
Yeah, but I've had that office for 10 years, Mr. Radcliffe.
It's time you had a change of air. You can work out there with the other men. Ollie, you take over Bumstead's duties and his office.
Oh, Mr. Radcliffe.
And you get moving. And I do mean move. And take this with you. And this too.
Mr. Radcliffe, thanks for the promotion and the office. Yes, sir. My own private office. Well, Dagwood, it looks like the best man won. Ha, ha, ha. Hold out your arms. Hold out your arms.
Yes, dear.
You bad boy. Why didn't you call me today?
Well...
Oh, never mind. I was too busy to talk to you anyhow. How did Mr. Dithers like the fish?
Oh, well...
Tell me later. We have company. Come with me into the living room and I'll introduce you.
Oh, not now, Blondie. I already was introduced to somebody today.
Oh, but you've got to meet this visitor.
Yeah, but...
Come on now, come on. It was Dagwood. Miss Gary, this is my husband. Dagwood, this is Alexander's school teacher.
How do you do, Mr. Bumstead?
Hello.
There's someone else I want you to meet, too. Oh, there he is. Dagwood, this is a new friend of Alexander's. His name is Slugger. Dagwood Slugger. Well, now that we're all introduced, we can talk. Miss Gary wants to ask you something, Dagwood.
I know you'll say yes to what she's going to ask you, Pop.
I'm sure he will, Alexander. Mr. Bumstead, you look like a wide-awake, intelligent sort of man.
Oh, me?
Yes, dear, you.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Bumstead, we're living in a modern world, and a great many of our old-fashioned ideas about school teaching have changed. Don't you agree?
You are so right.
I knew you were a progressive and understanding parent, Mr. Bumstead. You know, there are many ways that our children can learn, not just out of books, but by getting out into the world and finding out what makes it tick.
Oh, and talk.
And talk. Very good, Mr. Bumstead. Oh. I'd like to put my ideas about modern education into practice.
Yes.
Now, the one way to do it is to take the children out of the schoolroom and take them to the places where their fathers work. The factories, the farms, the banks, the offices.
Isn't that thrilling, Dagwood?
Oh, it's very... Offices?
Yes, Mr. Bumstead. And since we're doing this alphabetically and your name begins with B, I believe that yours will be the first one we'll visit this Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday?
Will 2 o'clock be convenient?
Well,
It will, won't it, Pop? Maybe it won't. Maybe Mr. Dithers wouldn't like us down there. Isn't that so, Mr. Bumstead?
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Dithers...
Now listen, Alvin Fuddle, my father's important down at his office, and he isn't afraid of his boss like your father is. We can go, can't we, Pop?
Sure.
Gee, that's swell, Pop.
Thank you, Mr. Bumstead. Alexander was right about you. You're a very nice parent. Well, I think I'll be going now.
Oh, I'll see you to the door.
Oh, don't bother. The children will. Goodbye, Mr. Bumstead. I'll be in touch with you in a day or two.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're cooperating with Miss Gary, Dagwood. I've never seen Alexander so excited.
Yeah, but Blondie, Look, why don't you go outdoors and play with the other children?
Yes, dear, why don't you? I'll call you in when dinner is ready.
Look, Blondie.
Poor little boy. Huh? He hasn't any people, Dagwood, just a guardian who evidently doesn't pay any attention to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever say a word. He just sits quietly. Miss Gary and the children and I are trying to make a normal little boy out of him. That's why
Look, Blondie, I don't want to hear about him. I've got something more important to tell you.
Dagwood, the welfare of a child is very important.
Blondie, I've got to tell you.
Dagwood, can't you wait till I finish telling you about Slugger?
All right, then tell me about him. I can postpone telling you about Mr. Dithers selling the firm and about the new boss we've got and about my job being changed and about Ollie taking my office? Sure, I can wait and tell you about it.
You certainly can. Yeah. After all, Dagwood.
Yeah, it's pretty
No.
awful, Blondie.
Why? I can't believe it.
I couldn't either. I've been in a daze all day. My whole world's been turned upside down. My new boss, Mr. Radcliffe, doesn't like me, and, well, everything's gone haywire.
Oh, Mr. Dither's gone?
Yeah.
Your job changed? Your office taken away from you? Yeah. Oh, your nice office.
Yeah, well, I couldn't tell Alexander that. Not when he was so proud of me. But now I've got to tell him. Why, Mr. Radcliffe wouldn't let anybody visit the place, let alone a bunch of kids.
Yes, you'll have to tell Alexander.
Yeah.
Oh, but make it after dinner, please.
Oh.
Let the condemned boy eat a hearty meal.
Gee, Pop, I can't wait till Wednesday afternoon. I'm glad I invited myself for dinner, Mrs. Bumstead. You do such interesting things with food.
Thank you, Alvin.
Slugger enjoyed it, too. Did you see him eat Mr. Bumstead's portion?
Mr. Bumstead wasn't very hungry.
To show you what I thought of the meal, we'll help you with the dishes.
No, Alvin, you don't have to. As a matter of fact, you and Slugger better start for home before it gets too late.
Okay. Alexander, get my baseball bat so I won't forget it for tomorrow's practice. Okay. Come on, Slugger.
Oh, Slugger, good night. Oh, come again anytime.
Good night, Sonny. See you again, huh?
Dagwood?
Huh?
It's after dinner, dear. Time to tell Alexander the bad news.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Blondie, I can't do it. Did you hear him talking all through the meal about his trip to the office?
Yes. It'll break his heart if you call it off. Yeah. And of course he'll be a social outcast in his class when he has to tell the children there'll be no visit.
What will we do?
I don't know. Maybe if we could soften Mr. Radcliffe.
Yeah, we can by dumping a load of bricks on his head.
Bricks are still hard to get, Dagwood.
Yeah.
Dagwood, I'm not going to let you tell Alexander. Look, this is Monday, and you have 2 whole days to get your old job back and your office.
No, I can't do anything in 2 days.
Maybe I can. Maybe if we had Mr. Radcliffe over to the house,
Radcliffe here?
Why
no.
not?
Oh, no.
Well, look, when you were in trouble before, we always had Mr. Dithers over.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He loved being with the children and the dogs. And after a nice dinner and a good cigar, he didn't even mind being with you. You know the old saying, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Mr. Radcliffe hasn't got a heart. Probably hasn't got a stomach. All he eats is pills.
You invite him over, and I'll make a wonderful dinner.
Oh, Blondie, I can't invite him.
All right, then I will. Tomorrow morning, I'll go down to the office and give him a personal invitation.
Oh, Blondie, I wish you wouldn't. Blondie, I don't like you mixing in office affairs.
Dagwood Bumstead, this is no time for you to start acting like a man.
You really ought to have this accident policy. You were hit yesterday. It's lucky you didn't break an arm or a leg.
But I didn't. And I won't get hit this morning either, on account of Bumstead is already left for work. I saw him get on the bus.
Oh. But you ought to be prepared. Take a look at this policy and see how you're protected from people like Bumstead.
Now, Cookie, you and the puppies go over to Mrs. Fuddle's right away, and Daisy will mind the house till I come home from the office.
All right, Mommy.
Now, listen, Mr. Little, I've got to deliver my mail. But I can tell you right now that I'm not interested. Nothing is going to happen to me. I am not going to get hit.
It stopped. I'll have to run and make the bus.
Looks nice, don't you think, Dagwood?
Mr. Greenleaf call?
No, Mr. Radcliffe.
Ollie.
Right here, Mr. Radcliffe.
I've never seen him in such a rotten mood.
I'd certainly hate to do business with him today.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Hiya, Blondie.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Mrs. Bumstead. Blondie, I don't think you'd better go through with this plan. Mr. Radcliffe looks awful mean today.
And I feel awfully good. I'm going to beard your lion in his den.
Yeah, he'll roar right in your face. Look, Blondie, you'd better go on home.
Oh, no. I came down here to see this monster, and I don't leave until I do. Mary, will you please tell Mr. Radcliffe I want to see him? Mary.
Yes, Mrs. Bumstead.
Why doesn't Greenleaf call? Yes, Mary.
Mr. Radcliffe, Mrs. Dagwood Bumstead is here to see you.
Mrs. Bumstead?
She probably came down to discuss Dagwood with you.
Oh, is that so? I love having open house for the families of my employees. Here I am waiting for a telephone call which will change the course of my life, and who has to drop in for a handkerchief-wringing session? Mrs. Bumstead. She's probably a skinny, sniveling little thing with the same stupid expression as her husband. She'll come in with her eyes all red, sobbing that I have to give Bumstead another chance. Don't contradict me. Or else she's a hatchet-faced busybody who has to mix in her husband's affairs, tell him what to do, spend his money, keep prodding him and goading him so he'll make more money for her to spend. Poor Bumstead. What am I saying? Mary, send her in. I'll show her and the rest of the staff that I won't tolerate these maudlin family visits.
He'll see you.
Huh?
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes. You're not Mrs. Bumstead.
I certainly am.
Oh. 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 Well, won't you sit down?
Thank you. Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning, Blondie.
Why didn't you tell me that Mrs. Bumstead was so, what can I do for you?
Oh, nothing very much. I just happened to be in this neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop in and meet Dagwood's new employer and wish him all the luck in the world.
You mean you didn't come down here to beg me to give your husband's old job back in his office?
Oh, goodness, no. That's your business, not mine.
And you don't intend sobbing your heart out because of what I did to him?
Of course not. I take care of my house, and Dagwood takes care of his work. I wouldn't think of interfering in his affairs.
You always have.
Why, Ollie. I must confess, though, Dagwood did describe you to me, and, well, I'm afraid I got the impression that Dagwood's boss had two horns sticking out of his head.
That's nothing. I'm afraid I expected Dagwood's wife to have two heads.
Oh, no.
He should have ordered her out by now. Wonder what's going on in there.
Dagwood.
Huh?
Come in.
Huh?
Hello, dear.
Hello.
Bumstead, yesterday I met you for the first time, and I must say I found you to be rather unusual.
Oh, you're right. There aren't many men like Dagwood.
Yes, he's in a class by himself. Frankly, Mrs. Bumstead, I didn't think too much of his sense of judgment until just a few moments ago when you walked in.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, indeed. A man who can choose a wife like you certainly can't be the half-witted. What I mean is, he must be a very nimble-witted individual.
You mean me?
Yes. Bumstead, I've been thinking, perhaps I acted a bit hasty in taking your job and your office away from you.
Oh.
I've decided to give them back to you.
Well.
Not right now, but eventually.
Well, thank you, Mr. Radcliffe. Well, we'll see you tonight.
Yes, Dagwood and I can leave the office together.
You're going to our house?
Yes, I am. It was very thoughtful of your wife to take pity on a lonely bachelor in a hotel room and invite him to dinner.
Oh, not at all. Well, I better be going. I have so much shopping to do. Well, goodbye, Mr. Radcliffe.
Goodbye, Mrs. Bumstead.
Goodbye, Mr. Radcliffe.
Bye. Yes, Mary?
Mr. Greenleaf is on the phone.
He is? Put him on. Hello, Mr. Greenleaf. How are you? Good. What's that, Mr. Greenleaf? You can, Mr. Greenleaf? Oh, that's great, Mr. Greenleaf. At 4 o'clock, Mr. Greenleaf. We'll be ready, Mr. Greenleaf. Yes, goodbye, Mr. Greenleaf. Guess who that was? Correct. He's forgiven us. He's going to pick us up at 4 o'clock to look at those properties we lined up.
And if he doesn't like them, we'll find some others.
That's the spirit, Jack. Would you show a little more of it and you'll get that office back sooner than you expect? Well, the 4 of you be ready at 2. Oh, I mean the 2 of you be ready at 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you think of this site, Mr. Greenleaf?
No good. Too far from town.
You wait till you see the next lot I show you.
Too near town. Too small. No room for expansion. Too large. Needs unnecessary landscaping. Anything else, Radcliffe?
No. I mean, yes. What I mean
So
is...
this is it, huh? Well, I'm afraid I'll have to move on to the next town.
Move on?
You know our agreement. You were to find me a piece of property on which we could build.
Yes,
you
I know.
haven't, so the deal's off.
I know, but...
I'll drive you back to the office. I'm sorry things didn't work out, Radcliffe, but I've got definite ideas about where I want this building constructed. And say, there's a lot over there that looks rather attractive. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, where's the for sale sign?
Huh? Oh, maybe it fell on the ground.
Let's look for it.
You're up, slugger. Make it good. You hit somebody, slugger. Let's go.
Did you hit me with this?
What happened, Radcliffe?
This little wretch hit me on the head with a baseball. He could have killed me.
Don't you realize how dangerous a hard ball is on a soft head? I mean, a softball is on a hard head?
Maybe he didn't do it, Mr. Radcliffe.
Yes, he did. Didn't you? Speak up.
Forget it, Radcliffe. We got work to do. You know, I like this land.
You do?
Yes. I wonder who owns it. Check with the tax collector's office when we get back to town. Take an option on it, and we'll do business again.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter?
My hat. I must have dropped it. Now look what you've done.
Oh! That makes twice you got hit, Radcliffe. Once more and you're out.
Here, let me make it well, Mr. Radcliffe.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr.
Hey, I got it. It's the lot on Chalkstone and Bartlett is in tract 9633, section number 1, block number 4.
Who do we call about buying it?
Well, oh, yes. Clarence Oliver Mayberry on 137 Edgewood Road, and his telephone number is Hadley 4993.
You get it, Dagwood, and I'll talk to Mayberry personally.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, my head. Oh, this is awful. That's good work, Dagwood. You got that information fast.
Yeah. Oh, they're ringing. They're ringing, Mr. Radcliffe.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, I'd like to talk with, Clarence Oliver Mayberry, please.
Yeah.
He's not in? Oh, well, when will he be? You don't know you only work there. Well, will he be in for dinner? You don't know. After dinner? You still don't know. Okay, I'll call you later. Oh, you don't care.
Huh? Oh, my. Who was that on the phone?
Some battle axe of a servant who doesn't know anything. I'll be at your house for dinner. I'll call him from there, Dagwood. We've got to get him. Oh, what a pain. Dagwood, I'll drop by my hotel and get a special headache powder. You go on without me, and I'll follow you along later. Well, if I see that kid again, so help me out. Oh.
I wish I was a poet so I could describe that cake.
I wished I was alone so I could eat it. Oh, it does look tempting, doesn't it?
Can Slugger stay for dinner again tonight, Mom?
Oh, if you'd like to. I'm sure Mr. Radcliffe likes children.
Blondie!
Yes, Dagwood?
I'm home! To the most wonderful wife in the world.
Oh, Dagwood. Did you get your job in office back?
Well, no, but after tonight I ought to.
I hope so. If you do, we'll be able to go through with the children's visit.
Well, that's been bothering me. We can't let Alexander down. I'm going to get my office back tonight.
Daddy!
Hey, Cookie! Hello, Alexander. Hello, Alvin.
Well, I better be getting dressed. Alexander, you and Cookie come along, too.
Okay, I'll get Slugger.
Yeah, you Slugger?
He's staying for dinner.
Huh?
Come on, Slug, we gotta wash up. He loves it here, Pop.
Huh?
You look worried, Mr. Bumstead.
Yeah, well, never mind. Go on home, Alvin. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look, Alvin, would you like to earn $1? Yeah? Well, you'll have a good dinner at Alvin's house, Slugger. Gee, you look nice, Blondie.
Oh, thank you, dear. I feel badly about Slugger not staying.
Yeah.
But if he did what you say he did to Mr. Radcliffe...
Yeah, he did. But it'll be better with just us here, Blondie. When Mr. Radcliffe arrives, he wouldn't want strangers around. Oh, that's probably him now. After all, you don't want to have outsiders barging in on a family affair.
Am I too early?
Oh, no, not at all. We've been expecting you for the last...
Let me take your coat. I'm so glad you could come.
What's the matter, Mr. Bumstead?
Oh, well,
Oh, Dagwood, with all the things I had to do, I forgot to tell you that I invited Miss Gary for dinner.
But, Blondie, why? I mean...
Dagwood. Mr. Radcliffe is a bachelor, and Miss Gary is a lovely dinner partner. Well, don't you understand?
No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. But how do we know Mr. Radcliffe will like her? Oh, I didn't mean anything, Miss Gary. It's just that Mr. Radcliffe is a fella that's hard to get along with. He doesn't like anybody or anything or...
Oh, let him in, Dagwood.
Yeah.
Well, go on. Be very charming, Harriet.
I will, Blondie.
Well, I was beginning to think that,
Miss Gary, may I present Mr. Radcliffe?
How do you do?
How do you do? Good evening, Mrs. Bumstead.
Good evening. I'll get the children down. Oh, may I take your hat?
Oh, thank you.
Why don't you two go on in the dining room? Dinner's about ready.
Thank you.
They like each other. And once she gets talking to him during dinner, he'll realize that she's not only beautiful, but intelligent.
And that takes care of the 8th floor. Now, on the roof, we'll have a solarium with horizontal ceiling louvers on a demountable cantilevered canopy for sun protection. Dagwood, I've described the building floor by floor. I tell you, it'll make me the talk of the country. All we have to do is to get that lot to go ahead with the construction.
We sure will, Mr. Radcliffe.
You bet we will. Say, I hope you don't mind my having talked about business all through dinner.
Oh, no. I loved hearing about those plastic lighting fixtures on the 8th floor.
You did? Oh, I forgot. On the 7th floor, we'll have a laminated steel. Oh, here it comes again.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Radcliffe?
His head, it aches something awful.
No wonder the air is stuffy in here, and I don't mean cigar smoke.
Oh, my poor head. If I see that brat again, I'll...
Oh, you won't, Mr. Radcliffe. He's not around to...
Why are you pulling down the shade?
Well, it got kind of warm in here.
Dagwood, my head aches enough without you putting on a floor show. Sit down.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'll try to forget my head for just a moment. Now, as I was saying, I've been talking a lot about myself. You tell me about yourself, Miss Gary. I suppose you lead an interesting life. Going shopping, attending bridge parties, charity bazaars, and when the horses are running, dashing out to the track. Why are you standing there?
Oh, I'm restless. I always stand like this after dinner. Don't I, Blondie?
No, you don't.
You see? Cookie.
Well, come back and sit down. Well, now what are you doing?
Oh, just a neighbor passing by.
Well, can't he pass without you waving at him?
I guess so.
Now, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh, me. No. You. Fess up, Miss Gary. Don't you do all those things, shopping?
I don't.
I know. You're a career girl. Good for you. Don't you tell me you're a school teacher. I was engaged to one once. She nearly drove me crazy. Always treated me as though I were one of her pupils. What a domineering fusshead she was. What did you say you did, Miss Gary?
I didn't. But if you'd like to know, I'm a domineering fusshead, too. I teach school.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, don't you think we'd better call a man about the property, Mr. Radcliffe?
You call him, Dagwood. I can't see straight.
Neither can I.
Yes. Here, right this way, Mr. Radcliffe.
Oh, the name is Radcliffe with a D.
Yes.
Children, you better get ready for bed.
All right, Mommy. Good night, Miss Gary.
Good night. I don't think we're doing very well, Blondie.
I don't think so either.
Hadley, 4993, please.
Talking to Mayberry will make me feel better. Once we tie up that land, this headache will disappear.
Oh, sure it will. Hello? Is Mr. Clarence Oliver Mayberry there, please?
No, he isn't home. Who's calling?
Just a moment. Mr. Mayberry isn't home, but the man wants to know who's calling.
Well, tell him and tell him what we want.
Yes. Hello, this is the Radcliffe Construction Company, and we're interested in buying Mr. Mayberry's lot on Chalkstone Road and... Oh, what's that?
I said Mr. Mayberry doesn't want to sell. I'm Theodore Payson, his lawyer. Gave me strict orders not to touch that particular piece of property.
Oh, well. Well, thanks very much, and goodbye.
Well, what did he say, Dagwood?
Oh, Mr. Mayberry didn't want to sell.
Oh! He doesn't want to sell?
No, he doesn't.
Why did you hang up? Why didn't you give him a sales talk? Why didn't you let me talk to him? Why didn't you... Oh, you idiot, give me that phone. Hadley, 499 Hadley, 4... Huh? 4... This shouldn't happen to a dog. Why didn't I make the call? Why did I have to get this headache? Why did I have to get hit with that ball? So help me, if I ever see that owl-faced little brat again, I'll...
You won't, Mr. Radcliffe. He probably lives on the other side of town. Oh, no.
I might have known you'd know him. Do you know what happened because of you? Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
What are you going to do to him?
Harriet, your temper's showing.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to put this little moppet over my knees and give him an old-fashioned spanking.
Evidently, you haven't read any books on modern child psychology.
You get me one and I'll trounce him with that.
Is that so? Who do you think you are? What right have you to touch that child? What has he ever done to you? Poor little fella, scared to death.
What an evening.
Come on upstairs, Slugger.
Does he live here?
No, but...
Will you tell him to go? Just the thought of his being in the house makes my headache worse.
Oh, but Mr. Radcliffe, Alexander invited him to stay overnight.
Doesn't my physical comfort mean anything around here?
Isn't it about time you stopped thinking and talking about yourself?
Dagwood, let's get to another phone.
Before you go, I just want to say that you're the rudest, most egotistical, most insensitive person I have ever met.
And you're as bad as my ex-fiancée. You're a domineering fusshead. This is the most miserable evening I ever spent in my life. Nothing else could possibly happen to make me feel worse.
Well, let's go, Dagwood.
Yeah, bon voyage.
Well, Braddy's getting you nearer and nearer the door.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Greenleaf.
Now, look, Radcliffe, I've been waiting all morning to hear from you. Did you tie up that lot or not?
Well, now,
Get to the point. Have we got it or haven't we?
We haven't. The owner doesn't want to sell, and I can't locate him, and his lawyer's been in court all morning.
Well, then, let's call the deal off.
Oh, you can. Greenleaf, just step into my office a minute, will you, and we'll discuss this. Ollie!
Yes, sir.
Radcliffe Construction Company? Oh, Mrs. Bumstead. Well, it's against the rules, but... Oh, all right, you can talk to him. Dagwood.
Huh?
It's Mrs. Bumstead. You better take it in your old office.
Yeah. Hello, Blondie.
Dagwood, were you able to talk to Mr. Radcliffe about the children's visit?
After what happened last night?
Dagwood, I don't know how to tell Alexander. He's in the kitchen now having his lunch, and he's so excited about the visit. Well, how can I tell him it's off?
I don't know. Wait a minute. I'll talk to him. He's not a baby anymore, and, well, he'll have to learn how to take disappointments like a man. You put him on.
All right, dear.
Guess I'll get back to school, Mom. We're all meeting at 1:30 to go down to the office.
Alexander, your father wants to talk to you.
I'd like to talk to him.
Oh, be brave, dear.
Huh? Hello, Pop. Gosh, I'm so excited about this afternoon. Alvin told all the kids you tried to duck out of having us down there.
But I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Yeah, but Alexander.
I told all the kids about your office.
With your name on the door and your desk with all the buttons to push.
They can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but Alexander.
Get everything set, Pop.
Office will be down exactly at 2. He's through talking to me, Mom. So long.
So long.
But Alexander, huh? Oh, Blondie? Oh, I couldn't get a word in. Oh, I don't know what to do. Look, Blondie, I'm not going to disappoint Alexander or his class. I'm going to get him in here somehow. Goodbye.
Now, remember, Radcliffe, I'm taking a 5 o'clock plane to Chicago. If you don't have the land by then, the deal is off.
5 o'clock, Mr. Greenleaf, we'll have it.
Mary, I'll be right back.
Radcliffe Construction Company.
Hello, this is Mr. Payson's secretary.
Just a moment. Mr. Radcliffe, Mr. Payson's office is calling.
Put him on. Hello?
Oh, just a moment, please.
Hello, Radcliffe, Payson. Say, I just got out of court and I received your message. I'd like to talk to you about this land sale a bit more. Can you meet me at the Chalkstone Bartlett lot, say, about 2 o'clock, sharp?
I certainly can. Oh, come with one of my men? Well, yes, I can do that. Goodbye, Mr. Payson, and thank you. Ollie, we're going to meet Payson. I can hardly believe it. You hurry and get your hat, Ollie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you might be interested in knowing that Payson contacted me in spite of the stupid way you bungled everything. I'm meeting him at the lot.
Oh, but that isn't until 2 o'clock.
I'm having lunch with Ollie first. Come on, Ollie. Mary, if anyone calls, say I'll be back later in the afternoon. How did Dagwood know I was meeting Payson at 2 o'clock?
There, that ought to do it.
Gee, fellas, thanks for helping me.
So long as it's just for an hour, we don't mind, Dagwood.
Oh, we couldn't let Alexander down, could we, fellas?
Of course not.
Dagwood.
Blondie.
Oh, I thought I'd better come too, dear. Is everything all right?
Oh, sure. Now, look, Mr. Radcliffe had to leave for a 2 o'clock appointment. He'll be back here at 3 o'clock.
We'll have the children out of here by then. I'll bring them in now.
Okay.
I'm so glad Mr. Radcliffe had that appointment.
Yeah.
What about your office?
Well, it's mine for an hour.
Children, I want you to meet the man responsible for this visit, Alexander's father, Dagwood Bumstead.
Well, welcome to the Radcliffe Construction Company, boys and girls.
Just boys.
Just boys. You fellas. Now, it's unfortunate that Mr. Radcliffe can't be here to welcome you personally. He was called away to see a man about a lot. Now, the staff and I will show you around the office in the hour you'll be here, and we'll explain to you how this big office works. Now, first on the program.
2:30. Where is that Payson? We've only got till 5 o'clock to tie up this land.
Well, maybe I'd better call his office and find out if he's left.
That's a good idea.
Yes, sir.
And now, children, the men have explained how this office works. So that concludes our little tour. And I'm sure that you haven't any questions to ask.
I have. What do you do around here, Mr. Bumstead?
Who, me? Oh, yes. Well, I'm sort of the a plant superintendent. Yes, I'm in charge of the building inspectors, the job inspectors, the estimators, the draftsmen, the bulldozers.
He's really sending himself.
Yeah, we better stop him before Radcliffe gets back.
I guess you better.
The bricklayers. Now, to sum it all up, I am the one to whom everyone comes with any problem whatsoever. Now,
Mr. Bumstead, sir.
Yeah.
Please excuse me for interrupting, but may I remind you of a problem? You're expecting a very important gentleman around 3 o'clock.
Well, the gentleman can wait. Now, children, oh, yes. Yes, now, children, now, you leave here in twos, just the way you came in. Just file out now.
Sure. Excuse me. Come on, fellas. There you are. Thank you.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves as much as I did. Someday, maybe all of you will be working at important jobs in offices. But before you assume that responsibility, you must work hard. And when opportunity knocks at the door, be ready to throw it open wide. You can't tell what will be waiting behind that door. Oh, my.
I will see you in my office. And anyone else who might be interested in hearing what I have to say to you.
Oh, but...
So while the rat's away, I mean, while the cat's away, Bumstead, ever since you came into my life, I've taken a beating. I get smeared with jelly donuts. My office is turned into an aquarium. I get hit with a baseball and slugged by a bat. You send me on a phony call to a vacant lot, and now you're turning the place into a schoolroom.
Oh, the children just wanted to see the office.
I don't want to hear your explanation. You're through, Bumstead. Fired as of right now.
Mr. Radcliffe.
The other men will leave at the end of the week.
Oh, Mr. Radcliffe, you can fire me if you want to, but not the other fellas. They didn't mean to.
Get out.
Mr. Radcliffe.
And I don't want to hear anything that you might have to say, Mrs. Bumstead.
Well, you're going to. You are what Miss Gary said you were. You're an egotistical, selfish man.
Oh, Blondie, let's go home.
Keep quiet, Dagwood. This is my affair. Mr. Radcliffe, this office was a wonderful place when Mr. Dithers was here. He yelled at the men in Dagwood, but he had their respect. Mr. Dithers wouldn't have minded having a group of quiet children going through the place. He would have appreciated what Miss Gary was trying to do. But as for you...
Just take it easy, Blondie.
All I can say is, I'm glad Dagwood is through here. If he continued working for you, he might have become as mean as you are. He might have become...
Come on, Blondie.
So I mean. Why, I'm the most pleasant, the most even-tempered. You! And with that infernal baseball. By heaven, this time I'm really... We're ruined. I tell you, we're ruined. It's nearly 4. Greenleaf leaves at 5. We might as well call it quits. The deal is cooked. Yes, Mary.
Mr. Payson is on the phone.
Payson, probably Dagwood again.
It couldn't be. He wouldn't pull the same gag twice.
All right, Mary, put him on. Hello? Yes, Mr. Payson. I've been trying to reach you all day. What's that? You say your client Maybury called and is going to sell the property? To me? Oh, not to me. To whom? What? Dagwood Bumstead? Oh, where's your father?
Mr. Payson, I can't buy the lot. I haven't any money.
Don't you worry about that, Dagwood. I'll finance you. My name is George Radcliffe, and I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Payson.
Just a minute, Mr. Radcliffe. Mr. Maybury is selling the land to Mr. Bumstead. If you financed him, you'd be buying it.
Well, what's the difference? Where is Maybury, anyhow?
Thank you, Mr. Radcliffe, but that's unnecessary. Dagwood can get help from the bank.
Well, the bank wouldn't loan him a quarter. After all, he hasn't any security. Dagwood, it's 4:30. Greenleaf is at the airport, and we've got to close that deal. Look, you little weasel-faced monkey, if you don't stop following me, and with that baseball, so help me, I'll report you to the juvenile authorities.
Mr. Radcliffe? This is Clarence Oliver Maybury.
I don't care if he's... Oh. Oh, no!
I thought his name was Slugger.
He gave himself that name because he dislikes Clarence Oliver so much. We haven't had time to become very friendly since he came to live with me. He's been in boarding school most of his life, you know. But he tells me he never had such a good time as when he was staying for dinner with the Bumsteads.
Oh. I guess I owe you an apology. About that land, Clarence. I mean, Slugger. I'll give you more than Mr. Bumstead. Now, wouldn't you like that?
Money wouldn't interest him, Mr. Radcliffe. You see, he inherited $3 million from his parents. He really wanted to keep the lot as a sort of playground. But if Mr. Bumstead can use it, well, maybe Slugger will give it to him. Isn't that so, Slugger?
Look, Clarence, I mean, Slugger, I need that land desperately. Now, please let me buy it. Please. Look, there's a man out at the airport. You've got to give it to me, Clarence. Slugger, I mean, Mr. Maybury.
My client says that if Mr. Bumstead is still interested in working for Mr. Radcliffe, that he can see to it that he returns to the office under very favorable circumstances. It's up to you, Mr. Bumstead. Do you want Mr. Radcliffe to have the land?
Oh, well, what do you think, Blondie, huh?
You'll have to make your own decision, dear.
What?
Of course, if you can get your job back, and your office, and the bonus, and...
He'll get everything, Mrs. Bumstead, and you'll all get my apologies for my acting like a domineering fusshead.
Mr. Greenleaf, he's at the airport.
Oh, it's nearly 5 o'clock. Let's go.
Oh, yes, come on, hurry up.
Oh, pardon me. Are you taking the 5 o'clock plane to Chicago?
Yes.
So am I. Oh, I just had to get away for a while. You see, I'm a mailman. And there's a fellow on my route that knocks me down every morning. And I just couldn't stand up to it. So, I decided to take my vacation now.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Dagwood.
Yeah, come on.
Really?
Come on, I got him.
You mean to say that this fella gets up all this momentum in the kitchen so that by the time he reaches the hallway, he actually knocks...
He certainly does. But thank heavens I won't be seeing him for a few weeks. A certain pesky insurance man. This ticket is my ride to freedom.
5 o'clock plane leaving for Chicago from gate 5.
That's us.
Baby, you and I are going places.
This way, but I do have to catch the 9 o'clock plane for Chicago.
I understand.
Can I really have an assistant to the president put on my office door? Huh?
Yes, dear. I mean, of course, Dagwood. Excuse me.
Well, I certainly want to thank you, Mr. Radcliffe.
Oh, no. Thank you, Dagwood. If it weren't for you and Blondie, this deal couldn't have been possible.
Oh, well.
But it is completed, and I think I can safely say now that my headaches are over. You again! This time I'm real...
Now, George, control yourself.
Slugger didn't mean to drop the ball. Did you, Slugger?
No, I'm sorry.